The story begins with the introduction of demon lord troops. These are those who try to rule this world. And the one who opposes them and fights against them is the one who died in another world and reincarnated in this world with magical powers. First, we see a guy talking to his childhood friend. The guy named Luke was reading a paper and was very excited reading about the heroes who are fighting against demons. The girl named Lydia asked Luke why he always just talks about the reincarnates. Luke answered that he talks about them because he respects them. He reminds her that reincarnated people are the ones who fight against demon lord troops so that normal people like Luke and Lydia live peacefully. Hearing that, Lydia said that she has already heard enough and knew all this. Then, Luke said that he also wants to go to the royal capital and become the reincarnate's comrade. But she reminds him that it's impossible, and he's the one who often said that it's impossible for him to become a reincarnate. Luke didn't care. He still boasted about how reincarnates are so strong that their slashes cut through iron like butter, and their magic can drill through mountains. When she heard that, she reminded him that he also boasted about his own swordsmanship skills in the village. Luke hates to hear this. He said that even though he's weak and can't help reincarnates in their fight against demons, he can at least carry things for them or help them in other things. Seeing him wanting to join the reincarnates so desperately, she said that boys really have a strange sense of admiration. While smiling, she said that rather than a reincarnate from somewhere far away, she actually prefers her childhood friend close to her. Hearing that, Luke's face turned red and he asked her what she meant. But before she could answer, she suddenly noticed that their village was on fire. Before they could react, someone appeared behind Luke and broke his neck. Because of the sudden attack, Luke fell unconscious on the ground. While he was falling, someone else was approaching Lydia. After some time when he woke up, he thought that he was sleeping. He remembered that he was just at the village outskirts with Lydia. Suddenly, he realized that he can't even move his body. When he opened his eyes, he was shocked to see the scene in front of him. He saw that a guy is violating dead Lydia. Luke didn't want to believe it and thought that it's just a dream. The person who is violating Lydia is none other than the great hero with the title, God's Mistake. This hero's name is Lewis Crawford. Right then, a guy disturbed Lewis saying that he was looking for him everywhere but he's slacking off here. This guy has the title, Looper, and his name is Yuya. Beside him is Undead King, and his name Don Will. Lewis turned around and asked with a smile on his face, "Did I make some sort of mistake, again?" Yuya is annoyed and just asks him to finish his work and clean up. Hearing that, Lewis said that there's no need to clean up, they can just burn them down. Luke heard everything. He still thinks that it's just a dream and thought that he'll tell everything to Lydia when he wakes up. After that at the royal capital, a guy named Karuto with the title, Dual-Wielding Black Knight, was talking to some people. He first said thanks to everyone for gathering here today. The people who are gathered here are the executives of the Insurgents of God, the Best Nine. The Best Nine consist of 9 people, and their names are as follows. First, Looper named Yuya. Second, God's Mistake Lewis. Third, the Fallen Goddess, Flare. Fourth, the Daughter Villainess, Emerda. Fifth, the Young Demon, Anastasia. Sixth, the Man Slime, Rodo. Seventh, the Undead King, Don Will. And the last is Dual-Wielding Black Knight, Karuto. Karuto asked them about the purpose of the Insurgents of Gods. Flare raised her hand and started explaining. She explains that there's the demon tribe that holds wisdom, the demonic people. Humanity finds the king of those demons, the demon lord, to be man's to them. And the Insurgents of God's goal is to take down the demon lord and bring back peace to this world. After hearing her explanation, Karuto praised her saying that her explanation is exactly right. While Karuto praised her, Lewis laughed at her explanation. Hearing his laughter, she asked him what his problem was. He said that she's making him laugh with her explanation. Lewis said that using their cheat skills to effortlessly become the strongest and then kill all the small fry of this world without discrimination. Then they can attack fame, money, and girls. Saying that, he asked him if it isn't the Insurgent of God's real purpose. Right then, Emerdia called him disgusting. She said that she has heard what Lewis did at the village. She said that she bet he wasn't popular at all before reincarnating. She bet that he became good-looking only after he reincarnated. She praised for her previous face. Because of this, Lewis got really angry and slammed the table asking her to silence. Then he was about to unsheath his sword saying that if she has any problems, they should settle it right now. Lewis got up saying that he'll silence her for eternity. Seeing the situation, Flare said that he's unsheathing his magic tool. Yuya asked him to stop because Lewis's sword can slay even God, so it'll be really dangerous if they start fighting here. Right then, Karuto slammed on the table saying, "You lowly newcomers have some guts, I'll kill you." Because Karuto is the one who asked them to stop, Lewis has no choice but to stop. He said that he was just joking, and while sitting on his chair, he asked them why they got so serious. Saying that, he decided to take his leave. When he got up, Flair asked him to stop because their meeting was still ongoing. But Lewis didn't stop. He just left the room saying that he'll not cause any trouble. On the other hand, Luke finally got up. He was completely fine, so he thought that what he saw was really a dream. But his expressions changed when he looked around. There were many dead people around him. Behind him, a witch appeared and said good morning to Luke. When Luke looked behind, Witch praised him saying that his will to live is really impressive considering he was able to revive from that state. Luke didn't know who she was, so he asked her. She answered that she's a witch and also told him that she's the one who saved him. She said that she's the one who healed his wounds. But she isn't the one who brought her back to life. Seeing the situation, Luke asked her to explain about what was going on. She answered that the reincarnates came, slaughtered the villagers and set it all on fire. She also told him how they violated his childhood friend after killing her. Now Luke has finally realized that what he saw wasn't a dream but reality. Seeing his reaction, she raised her hand and said, "Let's kill them. Let's kill them and their reputation." Hearing that, Luke asked her to wait. She asked him what's wrong. She asked him if he doesn't hate them enough to kill them. Luke answered that he really hates them. But it's impossible to kill a reincarnate. She asked him why it's impossible to kill them. When Luke was about to talk, Witch stopped him and started explaining about reincarnates. She asked him what he knows about those reincarnates. She's sure that he's only ever heard the dramatized versions of their heroic actions at most. But she knows about their true identity. She said that she knows what those reincarnates were like before their reincarnations. One of them was a shut-in who always escaped reality through video games. In a world without powers, he was nothing more than a hate-filled dog who followed orders. Despite wanting to fall in love more than anyone else, he pathetically coped his loneliness through the world of 2D. She called that guy a laughable piece of trash. Hearing that, Luke said that he knows what she means, but before he could talk further, Witch stopped her again. She said that that piece of trash like him should have died in the crevices of society like the other pieces of trash. But those pieces of trash got to experience their greatest joy, reincarnation. Each of those reincarnates were bestowed a special cheat skill. Either way, they were overwhelmingly strong to the point where the world's way of reasoning was flipped upside down. Those pieces of trash gained unparalleled strength through their cheat skills, and became heroes. They did nothing to deserve such strength, they were just extremely lucky. There's not even an ounce of hardship in their story. In other words, those reincarnates are just trash people living off of their cheat skills. Hearing her explanation, Luke said that everything she said until now doesn't make sense. She then said that if someone removes their powers from them, then the reincarnates will just be normal people. Not just normal people, they'll be lower than that. She moved forward her hand and said that she'll teach him everything about killing those reincarnates. After that, Luke was walking in the town wondering who the woman that he saw was. When he remembered how she talked about killing the reincarnates, he said that there's no way someone can kill reincarnates. After some walking, he appeared in front of the building and wondered why he came to a place like this. He remembered what she told him about Lewis. She said to Luke that his target was God's mistake, Lewis. When it comes to his cheat skills, there are two. Lewis's first skill is 3-nose magic. These 3 no's are as follows. No incantation, no attribute, no support. She said that this ability is extremely powerful and ignores the magic system. And the second cheat skill of Lewis is magic tool creation, using unique magic words to enchant tools with various effects. She said to Luke that after taking all of this into consideration, the chances of Luke winning after challenging Lewis are less than 0%. When Luke was about to say that there's no way he'll ever beat him if his chances are 0, Witch started talking. She said that Lewis doesn't know that Luke is still alive. And that will be where Luke's chances of winning lie. She asked him to bring Lewis to her. Hearing that, Luke asked her how he'll be able to bring Lewis to her. She answered that he had to use his own way to bring Lewis to her, and then asked him to bring Lewis over for some tea. Luke asked her to stop spouting nonsense and said that even if he managed to bring him to her, what she'll do to him. She reminds him that she told him she's a witch, so she'll use magic. In the present, when Luke entered the building, some servants welcomed him. Feeling awkward, he said sorry and told the butler that this is his first time coming to a place like. Then, the butler brought up a plate and asked Luke if he had any weapons to put it here. He ensured that they'll keep his weapons safe, so he asked him to not worry. Hearing that, Luke realized that he hadn't brought anything before coming here. He can't believe that he's meeting that person without anything in hand. Remembering with whom he's meeting, he realized that even if he had any weapons, there's no way he could win against those reincarnates. He wondered what that witch was trying to pull off. Inside the place, there were many people. This place is a bar. Some girls are dancing, people are drinking and playing with girls. At one side, Lewis is sitting with two girls. He tried to kiss them, but a girl said that this is not appropriate. She still tries to be respectful and said that this is not that kind of place. Hearing that, Lewis started laughing and apologized to them. But the next moment, he tore apart their clothes and said that he doesn't care what kind of place this is. Girls started shouting, asking for help. Lewis didn't do anything and let her shout. He asked her who she thinks can stop him. He told her that he can kill every single person in this place within 2 seconds. He then said that if they understand their situation, they should start sucking. Like this, the girls had no choice but to do what Lewis asked them to do. Right then, Luke arrived there, and when he saw Lewis, he got really angry. Suddenly, Lewis spotted him and immediately dashed toward him. In an instant, Lewis appeared in front of Luke and grabbed him from the neck. Lewis remembers that the one standing in front of him is that village boy. He asked him how he's still alive. While Luke was struggling in Lewis's hand, Luke realized how terrifying the strength Lewis poses. He already knows that Lewis isn't a normal human, and his power is enhanced by magic. Lewis finally talked. He said that a reincarnator doesn't need any unexpected mysteries. He only needs to live in this unparalleled stress-free otherworld. That's why Lewis wants to know how Luke is still alive. He asked Luke to tell him or he'll snap his head. Luke tried to talk, but because Lewis has grabbed his neck so tightly, words can't come out. So, Lewis loosened his neck a little, and Luke was finally able to talk. He didn't answer how he survived but asked him who he had to kill his village's people. He told him that none of them did anything wrong to him. Everyone was just living peacefully until he arrived. Hearing his whining, Lewis asked him if he's angry. Lewis is making a face like what he did was nothing wrong. Lewis didn't care about him. He again asked him how he's still alive. When Luke doesn't answer, Lewis just thinks that it's probably a mistake that one village managed to survive. While he was saying that, Luke finally realized that Lewis thinks nothing of other people's lives and dignity. Because of which, the one who should die isn't Luke but Lewis. Lewis was about to snap his neck when suddenly Luke said something. He said, "You'll regret it, you neat bastard." Hearing that, Lewis put him down and was unable to say anything. Luke told Lewis that he knew who he was before he got reincarnated. Lewis was really shocked, thinking that not even the people of Best 9 knew about what he was before getting reincarnated. So, he is wondering how Luke knows about it. Then Luke said that if he wants to know about it, he has to come and have some tea with him. When Luke said that, he thought that after Lewis will come with him, Luke will kill him. This was the end of the video, and also the end of the manga. It turns out that this manga got banned after just 1 chapter. Now let me tell you that all the characters in the Best 9 resemble the characters from other popular anime or manga. If you guys have already noticed some, mention them in the comment. Now, let me tell you which character resembles which character. First is Karuto. This one is the most obvious. This guy resembles Kirito from Swords Art Online, not in personality but just name and look. First is Yuya. He looks like Subaru from ReZero. Second one is Lewis. He looks like Shin from the anime Wise Man Grandchild. Third is Flare. She looks like Aqua from the anime Konosuba. Fourth is Imelda, who looks like Catherine from My Next Life as Villainous. Fifth is Anastasia, who is Tanya from the anime saga of Tanya the Evil. Next is Roto, who is like Rimuru from that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Seventh is Shiju. This girl looks like Aletta from an anime restaurant in another world. And the last one is Don Will. He resembles Ainz from Overlord. Subscribe for more.